Something you probably didn't know about Halloween. By participating in Halloween, Christians are stepping into a realm that celebrates the devil which stands for destruction, deception, and death. Therefore, it is important for us to avoid involving ourselves with anything of the darkness because it's purely demonic, purely against the Bible. So why should we even entertain this? Why should we allow our children to participate in this so-called fun day where we can just dress up like angels and pretend that we love God? Like, clearly, we don't. By allowing our children to participate in this activity, we unintentionally open the door to influences that come from the enemy's kingdom of darkness. We're literally giving the enemy legal rights to attack our children, to attack our lives. No wonder children are depressed. No wonder children they have all kind of issues. They don't know about their identity. They're struggling in school. They're struggling about who they are, who God made them to be because of all these open doors that parents are opening without even knowing this. If you are a Christian would celebrate Halloween, stick around because this will blow your mind. And let me just ask you a question. Why do you feel the urge to celebrate something like Halloween? Some people may say, well, it's nothing bad. It's just candy. It's just dressing up. We can dress up like angel. We can make it holy. But the Bible clearly tells us that we should not partake in anything of this word because the word in which we're living, in this word, we are literally fighting a spiritual battle every single day. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, principalities, against the power of this dark world, and against spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. This verse reveals to us that we are in a spiritual battle, not just against physical forces. Halloween, with its focus on fear and death, aligns with the enemy's agenda, not God's. So why should we, as people that say we love God, worship God, should be associated with anything like that? The book of John 10:10 warns us that the thief only comes to steal, kill, and destroy, which is exactly Satan's plan for us. We are called to resist the enemy so he can flee from us. We are not called to play with the enemy. I know that every time we get around the time of Halloween, a lot of Christians or people who are just new to the belief of Christianity don't have much information in that matter. And so I thought it was important for me as a Christian to give you some information from what I found out from my research on whether or not you should celebrate Halloween, and take it up to God and see for yourself, what does God really say about this? But this is what I found regarding the origin of Halloween. First thing first, I found out that the origin of Halloween are purely rooted in ancient Celtic festival, which is literally a pagan celebration where people believe the veil between the living and the dead were the thinnest. During this time, rituals including lighting bonfire and wearing costume to ward off wandering spirit was a practice that a lot of people were doing, and all these practices were connected to the worship of false gods, and people had an obsession with death and afterlife. So as Christians, we are called to avoid anything related to occult practices and false worship. According to Deuteronomy 18:10-12, clearly it warns us against anything like sorcery, witchcraft, or consulting the dead, all of which are commonly celebrated during Halloween. So it's no wonder that these traditions are completely contrary to God's words, as they glorify darkness, fear, rather than the light and the life that we have in Christ as Christians. One of the craziest things is that engaging in Halloween also opens the door to the spiritual warfare. The Bible teaches us that we are in constant battle against the forces of evil in the spiritual realm. Ephesians 6:12 says, our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, the authorities, and powers of this dark world. Enemy's not going to come to you and say, I'm the devil, I'm this. He's going to come to you in the nicest way with candy, with sweet stuff, and pretend like he's an angel of light, which is exactly what he was, but he's no longer an angel of light. The enemy that's not like us, he will do anything literally to destroy our life. So why should we even entertain a day that is purely about celebrating darkness, evil, fear? Meanwhile, the Bible tells us that God did not give us a spirit of fear, but rather he gave us strength, he gave us power, he gave us authority as believers in Christ. So why should we even entertain this? I've seen people say, I'm a Christian, but I can dress up for Halloween. I'm a Christian, but I can still do all of these things, because to me, there's nothing wrong with it. Are you doing this for yourself, or are you doing this literally because of who you say you are in God. What does God say about this? Does this glorify God? What is God telling you about this celebration, dressing up? What is the glory of God in all of this? If you call yourself a child of God, do your homework and ask God about this. Should I celebrate this? Should I let my children celebrate this? Get up to God and see what God tells you. I'm only telling you the truth from what I read from my Bible, but it's up to you to decide what you want to do with your life. But remember that God will keep us accountable for everything that we're doing under the sun, and you are responsible for your children. So be careful and be wise. Let me know your thoughts in the comment and share this with someone that needs to hear the truth. Make sure you follow, subscribe right now.